I grew up in Malaysia and was sent off to Singapore to pursue an education when I was 12 years old. At the time, my dad ran a profitable business and we had adequate finances. Not long after, however, my father's business took an abrupt turn for the worse. It was a turn that left him a bankrupt. The family debated whether to cut short my overseas education because we could no longer afford it. Providentially, I remained in Singapore and completed my education. Those years living from hand to mouth were hard to forget. I remember recess times when a hungry stomach met with an empty wallet. I would join the queue for food with friends, knowing that I had to borrow another couple of dollars from one of them before I got to the front of the line. My friends were some of the kindest people, but it was hard to feel dignified under those circumstances. I learned what it meant to be dependent on other people. It was laced with shame. The situation started to improve when I entered university. The freedom to arrange my classes meant I could work part-time. There wasn't a lot of margin, but at least I did not have to borrow and be indebted to others. Being able to work also meant I had fuller and more productive days. For the first time in my life, I could contribute financially to my family back home in Malaysia. I went on to find decent work and eventually found a measure of success in banking. It put me on an accelerated path towards financial freedom. The crowds around me also began to change. Nice cars and houses, pretty clothes were suddenly the norm. If my own experience was anything to go by, this outer abundance was matched only by an inner poverty of purpose. Regardless of how I tried to numb it, like the coiled spring, it would jump back up again. I came to see that in both places, the first where one lacks the opportunities to lift oneself out of poverty, or the second where one has chosen to live in settled ignorance of real needs people around have, we are missing the invitation to truly flourish as human beings. At Beneficial Returns, we connect the rich and the poor. We foresee a world where the poor will find meaningful opportunities and where the rich are driven by purpose. We are seeking human flourishing.